Copyright provided by Louisville Report on FanNation. The defensive back joined the program over the offseason from Florida State, whom the Cardinals play this weekend. Louisville, Kentucky. Over the offseason, the Louisville football program hit the transfer portal hard and heavy. While they had a fair amount of veteran talent returning for the 2022 season, there were still a handful of roster holes due to either departing starters or a lack of relative depth at various positions. The program landed several transfers across the board that would eventually end up on Louisville's 2-deep depth chart, one of which not only came from within the ACC, but from a school in their own division in former Florida State cornerback Jarvis Brownlee. Just 3 games into the season, Brownlee is already slated to take on his former team. The Cardinals are scheduled to host the Seminoles as part of the 2022 home opener this Friday night. Brownlee has a lot of respect for his former teammates, but isn't afraid to admit that he has been looking forward to this matchup for a while. "I think this week is going to be great. I circled this one on the calendar," he said Tuesday. "But I have love for a lot of those guys over there on the offensive side of the ball. They're a great team, and I'm just looking forward to battling, man. Competition is going to be there. I know they're going to come in and target me a couple of times. I'm just looking forward to playing against my guys that I still have a bone with over there." The 5'11", 186-pound defensive back had spent the last 3 seasons down in Tallahassee before opting to hit the transfer portal and come to Louisville. He played in all 12 games with 11 starts during the 2021 season, tying for second on the team in interceptions with 2 and placing second in the secondary in tackles with 51, both behind First Team All-ACC safety Jammie Robinson. He also tallied 3 pass breakups, 2 tackles for loss, and a forced fumble. Being a starter last season for Florida State, he would regularly line up against the Seminoles' first-team offense in practice. Given the amount of familiarity he has developed against FSU's various receivers, including picking up on their tendencies as football players, Brownlee believes it will aid him in potentially having a big game when it comes time for Louisville and Florida State to square off. "I honestly think it helps me a lot. I played every single one of those guys," he said. "The receiver room, I know all their tendencies and what type of guys they are. I know what they don't like, I know how to get in their head. With the game plan, I think it's really helpful because I was one of the captains there. I pretty much know a little bit of everything." Of course, you can make the argument that Florida State has a similar advantage as well. The Noles have 3 former Louisville players on their roster in the form of quarterback Jordan Travis, defensive tackle Jarrett Jackson, and cornerback Greedy Vance. Regardless, Brownlee has played a role in the defensive game plan for Louisville this week. He believes that the Seminoles are going to try the run game hard with their trio of running backs Treshaun Ward, Trey, Benson, and Lawrence Toafili to get Louisville's defenders to crowd the box, then counter that by getting receivers like Ontaria Pokey Wilson and Johnny Wilson to go over the top. It sounds easy to plan for on paper, but all 5 of those playmakers for FSU are off to good starts to the season through 2 games. In fact, every single one has at least 100 yards of offense at this point. Ward has already rushed for 176 yards and 2 touchdowns, while Pokey Wilson is coming off of a 102-yard performance against LSU. Plus, Noles quarterback Jordan Travis, who Brownlee calls one of the best quarterbacks in the ACC, is off to a good start as well. So far against Duquesne and LSU, he has completed 31 of his 48 passing attempts for 467 yards and 2 touchdowns, while also adding 42 yards and a score on the ground. However, Brownlee is off to a good start to year himself. On top of the 10 total tackles and 1 pass breakup he has on the year, he made a game-saving 4th-quarter interception against UCF that helping Louisville escape the bounce house with a 20-14 win. With the amount of playmakers on offense the Florida State has, Brownlee is also making sure that the rest of the Louisville defense is prepared for them. The Miami Garden, Fla native, also didn't shy away from admitting that he's going to be taking part in some gamesmanship. "For sure, definitely, I'm gonna have my guys prepared and ready," he said. "And I'm also going to be messing with FSU a little bit, trying to call plays out, guessing it, telling them their tendencies while they're on the field to get them to change the plays or try to react. I think it's going to be great, man. I'm just ready for the show. That being said, even in what is sure to be an emotionally charged evening for him, Brownlee believes that moment isn't going to get to him. Now in his 4th year at the college level, he believes his overall experience as a veteran player will help him keep a level head. I'm an experienced cat, he said. I try not to let my emotions get into it, even though I know it's going to be a personal one for me. But I don't think I'm going to have that much to worry about with emotions. I'm the type of guy, I just like to talk through the whistle. I talk my trash after the game, and I focus on the dub and being a team player. I won't let none of the emotions get involved. Just stay focused and lock in. Kickoff between the Cardinals and the Seminoles is set for Friday, September 16th at 7:30 p.m. EST. Photo of Jarvis Brownlee, Mike Waters, USA Today Sports.